Welcome students to class 12 English classes conducted by your English teacher Monica Kaur. Before I initiate Flamingo's poem number 3, Keeping Quiet, I would like to request you to please like, share and subscribe my channel. Part 1, Poet Pablo Neruda.
Welcome back students to class 12 English classes. Today in this video, we are going to start with Flamingo's poem number 3, that is Keeping Quiet. It is being written by Pablo Neruda. This is the first part, and in this first part we are going to see over here, and I am going to elaborate the poet part as well as theme and moral. So before I will initiate with the part of poet, I'm telling you about the outline of the poem. The poem here, Keeping Quiet. Quiet, guys, is here means silence. And silence here means introspection. And introspection means what? When we people see ourselves, see our actions, and how then we analyze that how we are going towards to the world, that is called quiet. In the quietness, in whole where we are living in this world, we are running towards the materialistic things. We are towards our desires, towards our greed, and running towards to earning the money. But then we must stop ourselves, stop to see our actions, to avoid those type of actions which are not at all good for neither for humanity nor for our environment. Not only this, the introspection, the see through ourselves only to our soul, help us to bring back three things that is totally been evaded from this world, that is love, humanity, morality, as well as the nature's respect that is already been out of this world. So guys, this is the real part of this poem. Pablo Neruda is trying to help us with ourselves through this poem. Guys, this poem is in Spanish and it is being translated in English for our knowledge, because Pablo was a Spanish poet. So let's move from this outline to the poet, that reference. Pablo Neruda is not the real name. It is the pen name of this poet. The real name of this poet is Ricardo Alisson Neftali Riaz Bartolotto, and he was born on July 12, 1904, Tarul Mauli region, that is Chile. He died on September 23, 1973 at Santiago, Chile. So guys, after this, let's move on to the theme of the poem. The theme of this poem, according to, as I told you, the outline of the poem, you might have already gathered in your mind. And the first theme is peace, humanity and brotherhood. And how these three things come to us? Now this is the basic central idea of the poem. The basic theme of the poem is what? That if we want these three things in our life, that is peace, humanity and brotherhood, we must take the retrospection as well as the introspection of ourselves, because this will only going to help us to gain these three things of our life. Now, according to the central theme, okay, so let's go on to the moral. What is the message of the poem? The message of the poem is, first of all, we have to stop aggression, angriness, as well as what hatred towards humans as well as towards the environment. Nature is very important to us. Nature is an ongoing process of our life. Okay, and for this, what we wanted, that is silence and observation, only going to help us to attain absolute satisfaction. Absolute satisfaction is, students, what? Absolute satisfaction means inner soul, that is ourselves. When we are satisfied, when we are not running towards towards to the materialistic things, and for that we are killing someone else, we are hurting someone else, and even we are destroying ourselves as well as the nature. So this will going to stop when we will be silent for 1 second, when we are observing our actions for that second, to get it, the difference between good and bad. Okay, so guys, the moral and the theme given by this poem, through Pablo's this poem tells us that we have to analyze our actions before initiating it, so that it would be fruitful for our society, for our country, as well as for our nature. Start with today's paraphrasing. Okay. Now this is stanza 1's paraphrasing. It starts from now we will count to 12. Guys, in this chapter, the poet is only just requesting us to take only few of the minutes from the symbol 12. Here symbol 12 is an hour of the day, and it's been telling us to keep quiet, to be silent. Still here refers to without any movement, without doing anything. We have to sit quietly and silently, and just without speaking anything, without even the expressions of our face, without the expressions from our sign language, without the expressions from our hands, or anything else, we must keeping that silence. Okay, so now gets on with the explanation of this this stanza. Poet request, as I told you, or asked us, or asked everyone to count up to 12 in their mind, in their soul. Okay, and the number 12 is represented as an hour of a day. He wants all of us to be calm and still. Okay, people across the nation have to unite together, and because of this unity only, we people will be able to spread the wanted thing, that is love and humanity. Okay, and for this, what the poet has asked us to do, that we must not speak in any of the language. Here language means that any sort of the language, whether it's your mother tongue, whether it's your foreign language, whether it is your sign language, whether it is your face expressions, or what else. We must not use any type of the language when we have taken up silence, when we have taken up that we could be patientful, or we have to be calm. This will bring harmony in ourselves. This will bring that humanity on the earth back for at least one moment, not whole of the day, but just one moment. Guys, we have to, without moving our arms, means here arms refers to the sign language, expressions, and arms also means what? Weapons. Now, without using any arms and ammunitions, or the expression or the sign language, or we must not argue with each other, we must not fight with each other, we sit quietly, patiently, that's it. He is requesting us only that is for few seconds, not for the whole day. Could we hold ourselves like that just for say to it 2 to 3 minutes? Think it over, students, and I'll be back soon with the next second stanza. By that time, think it over. Let's start with another paragraph, that is second stanza's paraphrasing, and second stanza is from "It would be an exotic moment to would look at her hands." So now here the poet is describing that we people are so much running towards the materialistic things, that we people are becoming the angels, means like those who are only running and running and running only, and without taking a rest, without looking to us, that how we people are feeling, how we people are hurted, still we are running, and only this thing that the poet wanted us to see it and to listen and to analyze it, to think about ourselves, to think about that how weak we are by running towards to those things which are just temporary things. Okay, so now let's start with the paraphrasing. Now here the first it is referred, here the first it is guys refers to the moment where there would be a peace, silence and quietness, and which poet consider as an exotic moment. Means when you are silent, so that moment could be really adventurous moment, because those moments are really very rare in our life. So when these type of the movements are being there, it means what, that they are really adventurous movements for us. Now those movements are what? They are without the rush. Now guys, here rush means what? That when we are running towards the poles of materialistic things, when we are running towards that shortcuts where we are only seeing the profitability, advantages, we are seeing it that how to earn it more than the other one, where we are hurting someone to please ourselves, that rush of mind would not be there. That movement could be adventurous, because those movements are really very rare when we are not thinking about our profit, when we are not thinking about ourselves. Okay, so without engines, here engine is being taken as a symbol, that is called transport honking. Means engine here refers to the means whole of the day, when we people are in the daytime, when we people are working in our offices, even you people are in your schools, what you hear, always hear the horns of the vehicles, horns of the different vehicles. Means we people are running towards of the direction which provide us a profitability. We people are not at all stopping anywhere else. Rather, if we people are stopping it, so then we people are means that blowing the horns. For what reason? So that we get that the way to get on to our profitable path. Okay, so that's what here poet refers, that when we are out from that materialistic world, then that movement would be exotic, because that movement would not be with any type of the materialistic hauntings or thoughts in our mind. Okay, now next is we would all be together, and when we are away from this this rush, away from the materialistic world, when we are near the nature, and what he said, that would be a moment when we are in a unite form, when we are, our body is united with our soul, when we all are together, and that moment would be a sudden strangeness moment. Now guys, what sudden strangeness moment here means? It means that this moment comes suddenly, because it never happened in our life. We are running, like you people are running from one tuition to the another tuition, from one subject to the another subject. You are not getting any time to introspect yourself, but when you got, or when you take out that time to introspect or analyze yourself, that moment would be really that first of all the adventurous moment, and secondly it would be a very sudden means that happened quickly, that never happened, but suddenly it happened. And strangeness here refers to what? That unite. Strangeness means that would be a rare moment, adventurous moment, where we are uniting our body, our mind with our soul. Okay, and then that means that moment would be really a very unique moment. Here the poet is telling us that when we are in that exotic moment, then only we will realize. And then the next line is, fisherman in the cold sea would not harm whales. And then fisherman is here used, guys, as a proficient hunter, those who are actually destructing the nature. Okay, here whales are a signal of nature. So when they are being in peace, in harmony, okay, in introspection, that phase of their life, so then they would not going to harm the nature, even when they are inside the sea for their earning, or for their protein shakes. Even they would not harm the fishes, the nature's species, or the nature. They would not destruct any nature because of their own profitability, whether earning the money by selling those fishes, or for themselves, for their body nutrition. They would not harm any other species. And then poets say, and the man gathering the salt. Now here the poet is telling us, the man who gathers the salt, okay, who actually collects the salt and then sold it for its earning, when that person could be in that moment, in that adventurous, in that sudden and silent and unique moment, so then it will see his own hurted hands. Because when you collect the salt, it hurt your hand very badly, and then he realizes, and there, when he realizes, or that when he sees his own hurtness, or their injuries, and the damage that person has caused to his own body, just because he wanted to have that comforts or the luxuries of his life. So then he will realize, he will analyze his actions for sure. But for that, to analyze the action, not to hurt himself or not to hurt the nature, it only comes when we are at peace, when we are in the introspection phase. Then only we are able to give the nature, as well as our fellow beings, those three things that we people are talking. First, love. Second, humanity. Third, a balanced environment. Okay, so the basic idea what the poet is talking about to us in these last 4 lines are what? That the environmental protection is only being there when men are in introspection space. So guys, I hope you people have understand this second paragraph. So do you think that we people are in our introspection phase? Do you think environment is now friendly with us? Think that, guys. I will be back with third stanza to you. Okay? Bye-bye. See you. And please do not forget to what? Yes, to like, subscribe and share my channel, and also ring the bell icon, because with my next video I will be completing the next stanzas of the poem. By that time you think, introspect yourself. Okay, bye bye students, see you, take good care of yourself.
These are the 2 questions from the done paraphrasing of 2 paragraphs as assignment number